You've seen your blue jay scream like a hawk, but it's not just for show. A sudden burst of wings, a screech that shakes the feeders, then silence. You've wondered why. A hidden strategy is at play, a survival trick passed down through generations. Stay to the end because it's not just about birds, it's about the wild, clever mind behind the mask. Number 1. The blue jay's hawk disguise is a masterclass in deception. When you see a blue jay perched near your feeder, it may not just be enjoying a snack, it could be putting on a performance. These birds can imitate the calls of hawks like the red-tailed hawk with up to 95% accuracy, according to a 2018 study from the University of Washington. This mimicry isn't just for fun, it's a strategic move to scare off rivals and secure resources. What this means for you is that your yard might be a stage for a blue jay's clever tactics, and you're the audience. The drama begins the moment a rival bird gets too close. During the breeding season, blue jays become especially theatrical. When they need to defend their territory or food sources, they use their hawk impersonation with calculated precision. This behavior is most common near feeders, where blue jays can drive away pigeons, doves, and smaller songbirds with ease. Observing this mimicry reveals a level of intelligence and strategic thinking that's rarely seen in the bird world. You might think you're just watching a blue jay eat, but you're actually witnessing a naturalist in action. The next time you hear a sharp call near your yard, take a moment to listen closely. It could be a blue jay playing the role of a predator to protect its space. What makes this mimicry so effective is the blue jay's ability to choose the right moment and the right call. It's not just about sound, it's about timing, context, and the psychology of other birds. By impersonating a hawk, the blue jay doesn't just scare away competitors, it creates a ripple effect throughout the yard's ecosystem. You might never see the hawk itself, but its influence is everywhere. This behavior is a reminder that your backyard is more than just a collection of trees and feeders. It's a stage for complex interactions and hidden strategies. And the blue jay? It's just getting started. Number 2. The evolution of deception in blue jays is a masterclass in survival strategy. These birds don't just copy sounds, they manipulate them to confuse predators or rivals. Picture this. A blue jay mimics the call of a hawk to scare off a rival, even when no hawk is nearby. This isn't random, it's calculated. Over thousands of years, this mimicry has sharpened into a survival tool. It's not just about sound, it's about control, timing, and intent. What this means for you is that the blue jays in your yard are not just visitors, they're clever strategists, constantly adapting to their surroundings. In your backyard, blue jays are not only mimicking, they're tailoring their mimicry to the moment. A 2016 study in animal behavior revealed that they adjust their calls based on the perceived threat level. For example, when a predator is nearby, they might copy the call of a more dangerous species to send a stronger warning. This isn't just instinct, it's a learned behavior, passed down through generations. Their ability to change tactics in real time is a testament to their intelligence. It's like watching a bird perform a complex act on cue, perfectly timed and perfectly executed. What you might not realize is that this mimicry is a form of deception that's as old as the blue jay itself. These birds have been refining this skill for thousands of years, using it not just to scare off rivals, but to secure food and nesting spots. Imagine a blue jay imitating a crow's call to trick another bird into leaving a patch of berries untouched. It's a game of psychological warfare played in the trees, and this is just the beginning. Next, we'll uncover how blue jays use their cleverness to outwit not just predators but even humans who try to study them. Number 3. The mimicry in the feeder zone is more than just a flashy trick. Blue jays are masters at imitating the calls of hawks, crows, and even other blue jays. This skill isn't random. It's a strategic tool they wield with precision. Around feeders, where competition is fierce, blue jays use mimicry to scare off smaller birds and claim dominance. Their ability to sound like a predator is a psychological weapon that can empty a feeder in seconds. What this means for you is that your yard's feeder may become a battleground, and blue jays are the unlikely generals. Blue jays don't just mimic for show. They use it as a way to control the flow of resources in your backyard. Their range of imitation includes not only hawks, but also the calls of other blue jays, creating confusion among competing birds. Studies have shown they can detect other birds from over 100 feet away, well before the competition even gets close. This early detection gives them a window to act, whether it's through loud calls or sudden movements. Their mimicry isn't just about intimidation, it's about orchestrating the entire feeder scene to their advantage. You might notice a sudden silence or a flurry of activity when a blue jay starts mimicking. The next time you hear a strange call from your feeder, it might be a blue jay trying to outwit the competition. Their mimicry is so precise that it can trigger a real flight response in other birds, even if the threat isn't real. This behavior is not just clever, it's a survival tactic honed over generations. You might not see the predator, but the blue jay's call can be enough to send smaller birds fleeing. Keep an eye on how the birds in your yard react. What you'll discover next is how mimicry plays a role in the broader language of bird communication, a secret script written in the air above your head. Number 4. The psychological impact on competitors is a fascinating aspect of blue jay behavior that goes beyond simple intimidation. Blue jays don't just use mimicry to scare, they manipulate the minds of other birds, creating a psychological effect that's almost hypnotic. When a blue jay imitates the call of a predator like a hawk, it triggers an automatic response in nearby birds, even if they realize the call is a trick. This mimicry is so convincing that it can cause birds to flee without hesitation, sometimes abandoning valuable food sources. What this means for you is that your yard might be witnessing a hidden battle of wits, one that plays out silently in the trees. This strategy is not just survival, it's a form of clever, natural manipulation. This mimicry is not a random act of noise. It's a finely tuned psychological weapon. Blue jays use it not just to drive other birds away from food, but to establish dominance over territory and resources in a way that's almost invisible. Even when birds hear a call they recognize as a mimicry, their brain still interprets it as a real threat, thanks to evolution's deep programming. This is why the Cornell Lab of Ornithology notes that 80% of birds nearby will take flight in seconds. It's not just fear, it's an instinctive reaction so strong that it overrides rational thought. Your blue jay isn't just a mimic, it's a master of psychological warfare, using sound to control the behavior of others. This is a reminder of how complex and layered the interactions are. What makes this mimicry so effective is the blue jay's ability to blend sound with context. It doesn't just copy the call, it uses it in a way that feels authentic, making the illusion complete. This psychological trickery is not just useful for scaring competitors, it helps the blue jay secure nesting sites and food sources with minimal effort. The next time you hear a blue jay imitate a hawk, think about the power of that mimicry. It's not just a noise, it's a calculated move in a larger game of survival and strategy. And as you watch the birds in your yard react, you'll begin to see a whole new layer of life and intelligence at play, one that's waiting to be noticed. Number 5. And now we explore the hidden limits of the blue jay's mimicry trick. You might think that imitating a hawk is always a winning move for survival, but sometimes it's not so simple. Blue jays are clever, but they're not invincible. If a real hawk is already nearby, mimicking its call can do more harm than good. This isn't just about instinct, it's about intelligence. The jay knows when to switch tactics, showing a level of awareness that's truly remarkable. What this means for you is that your yard's ecosystem is far more complex than it appears. Blue jays don't just stop at avoiding mimicry when it's unsafe. They adapt in surprising ways. When the air is thick with the scent of danger, they might shift their strategy entirely. Instead of pretending to be a hawk, they start mimicking the calls of other birds, like crows. This switch isn't random, it's calculated. In these moments, blue jays become like clever actors on a stage, choosing their lines based on the audience. You might see them shifting from one role to another, depending on what the environment demands. This ability to pivot is a testament to their survival intelligence. When the mimicry fails, blue jays don't panic, they innovate. Instead of using the same trick again, they try new approaches, learning from each misstep. This adaptive behavior means your backyard is not just a stage for survival, it's a laboratory of evolution. The blue jay's ability to adjust shows how nature thrives on flexibility. But this is just the beginning. What happens when the environment changes again? That's a story waiting to unfold, and it starts with the jay's next clever move. Number 6. Why you should care. It's not just about watching birds, it's about understanding the silent conversations happening at your feeders. Blue jays use mimicry not just for fun, but to assert dominance and communicate with other birds. This behavior affects who gets food and who stays away, shaping the social structure of your yard. Recognizing this can change how you interpret interactions at your feeders, giving you a deeper insight into the hierarchy of your local avian community. What this means for you is that you can start seeing your yard as a living, dynamic ecosystem. With this knowledge, you can make smarter choices about where and how you place your feeders to support a richer bird experience. By paying attention to these mimicry moments, you're not just a passive observer, you're becoming an active participant in the story of your backyard. This mimicry can influence which birds feel safe enough to visit your feeders and which avoid them. For example, blue jays may mimic the calls of hawks to scare off smaller birds, ensuring they have first pick of the food. Understanding these tactics helps you create a more welcoming environment for a wider variety of birds. Your actions, like adding more feeders or using different types of seeds, can shift the balance of power among species. This awareness transforms your yard into a more inclusive space for birds of all sizes and personalities. Now that you see the hidden layer of bird behavior at your feeders, you might start noticing patterns you never did before. Blue jays aren't the only ones using mimicry. Other birds also use it for similar reasons, like survival or dominance. This insight gives you a new lens through which to view your backyard, turning daily visits into opportunities for learning. You might find yourself adjusting your setup to encourage more peaceful coexistence. And as you grow in your observations, you'll realize how much you can influence the health and diversity of your local bird population. The next section will show you how to use this knowledge to create a bird-friendly yard that thrives Uganda visits into opportunities for learning. You pause, heart still, as the blue jay's cry pierces the air, sharp, deliberate, and full of meaning. In that moment, you are no longer just an observer, but a witness to the quiet intelligence of the wild. This is not just a bird, it is a strategist, a survivor, and a teacher. You feel a hum of connection, a reminder that life, in all its forms, is a masterclass in resilience and wisdom. The world is not silent, it is speaking, and you are finally learning to listen. As the sound fades, you feel something shift inside you, a quiet reverence, a deep understanding that life is not just about existing, but about knowing how to survive, how to adapt, and how to thrive. You are reminded that even in the smallest creatures, there lies a universe of thought, purpose, and beauty. You are no longer just watching the birds, you are part of their story, and they, in turn, are part of yours. It is in these moments that the world feels both vast and intimate, and you are grateful to be here, listening. What's the most surprising thing you've ever seen a bird do in your own backyard? I want to hear your stories. Leave a comment below and share this video with someone who loves birds. Whether you're watching from your porch or your computer, I'll see you in the next one.